When does everyone eat dinner? I'm a 5:30, 6 p.m. girly in bed by 9, and a lot of people make fun of me for this, for early reservations, but I think I'm actually onto something. Please weigh in and watch. New Day Northwest starts right now.
It's a new day.
Now, from the Virginia Mason Franciscan Health Studio at King 5 in downtown Seattle, this is New Day Northwest.
Good morning and welcome to the show. I'm Kelly Hansen and it's going to be a great new day. We're going to talk lunches, the kind you look forward to eating, but one that doesn't leave you regretting your life's choices. And if you're me, you often end up relying on a salad piled with what you think is healthy, but it might include some secret high-calorie toppings, or maybe you grab a super fast deli sandwich like another staff member. Sound familiar? We thought it time for a lunch makeover, and so we asked certified nutritionist Ginger Hultin to analyze our staff lunches and help us, of course, make better choices. Thank you for being here. I love it when you're here. You're going to really help me because I tend to get the exact same thing every single day on repeat. We'll get to that. 3 of us have brought in our typical lunches. We shared with you in advance so you know what to do. We're going to start with Susie's order at Jimmy John's. It's the Vito, an 8-inch Italian sandwich, salami's on it, provolone, onion, lettuce, tomato, oil and vinegar, oregano and basil. What do you think? What are the issues? I could see your face. I'm like, what are the issues with the Sammy?
First of all, I think a sandwich is such a great lunch because it's portable. You could have half now, half later.
True.
It's got protein, some fiber with the veggies. It has a lot of nutrients. So there's a lot of benefit here. I think I love a good sandwich. This particular sandwich, the Vito, does have pretty high amounts of saturated fat, about as much as you need in a day.
Oh.
And it's also really high in sodium, again, about as much as you need in a day.
Uh-oh.
So those are some of the things that I would focus on. But again, it depends on what you're having for breakfast and for dinner. Are those also high in saturated fat and sodium, or do they balance it out? And then this might be more critical to think about if you have high cholesterol or high blood pressure than if you didn't.
What swaps would you do then with it being high in sodium, saturated fats? Are we taking out maybe the salami? Am I making that up?
So it is the salami and it is the cheese.
Okay.
Not that you can't ever have that. What I might do is have less cheese. If you compare the nutrients in this one to like a turkey sandwich, the turkey sandwich has 2.5 grams of saturated fat, while this one has 11. So that's a huge difference.
Okay, so maybe turkey swap.
Turkey swap would be really simple. You could also boost the fiber with more and different veggies. And you could also do a whole wheat bread. There's a lot of different things you can do, and maybe you have this once a week and a turkey twice a week or something.
Okay, so you're not the food police. You're not completely taking it away. I love it. Next up, this seems really, really healthy. This is Joseph's pick. Okay, this is a bento box. He actually got help from AI to make the healthiest lunch option that he could find. It has chicken breast, hard-boiled egg, cottage cheese, mixed nuts, raspberries, carrots, celery, ranch. Ginger, I cannot wait. This seems like a good lunch. Are there any issues here?
I love this lunch, and it's an amazing lunch for folks that are working. It's portable. It's also really amazing for kids or teens.
Yeah.
And then maybe you could have a little bit now and a little bit later for a snack, so it's really good for people on the go. What you have here is a lot of variety. You have a lot of protein, you have your calcium, you have lots of fiber. So this is a very well-balanced lunch, and the only thing I would think about here is there enough variety to keep you interested in the long term? So mix up those berries or like sliced apple or pear. Do some broccoli or some tomatoes or cucumbers. Maybe you do some tofu. Maybe you do different kinds of nuts and seeds. There's a lot of options you could do here to keep it really interesting.
Okay, gosh, so far, Joseph is the clear winner here. I don't know if I'm going to win, and I know it's not a competition, but next up is my lunch that I get 3 times a week. Cobb Your Enthusiasm. I love this salad so much. I do make a couple swaps here that I think make it healthier. I do a Greek yogurt dressing instead of their red wine vinaigrette. Also what's in here too, pickled red onions, romaine lettuce, avocado, gorgonzola cheese, hard-boiled egg, bacon, and again, that red wine vinegar dressing. But I add cashews, sunflower seeds, tofu, and quinoa because I thought that would be good. Avocados in there, chickpeas, and red pepper. What do you think?
I think my dietitian opinion is that you've done an incredible job.
Stop.
You've done an incredible job.
I'm shook. I thought you were, oh, what? I was not expecting that. With my swaps, I did good.
With the swaps, so a classic carb is, like we talked about before, really high in saturated fat and really high in sodium. And by not doing the bacon and not doing as much cheese or any cheese, you completely bring the saturated fat down while increasing the healthy fats and the fiber with all the chickpeas and the quinoa and the nuts and seeds. Like, fantastic work.
Oh my gosh, I was not expecting this. Thank you so much. I feel like I could just, no, we're gonna get more help, but thank you. Wow, okay, and it's delicious, so I'm really excited. I'm a creature of habit, but you're gonna show me now how we can actually do this salad almost at home, and I could be saving money, so walk me through this.
You know, getting a salad out is fantastic. It's so convenient, but a lot of people right now are focused on, you know, meal prepping and bringing their own. You can make a salad like this with any at-home ingredients or a dressing in like a minute, and we're gonna do that right now. And then you have it all week. It just costs a couple dollars.
Okay, this would save me a lot, but will it save me time? So here we go.
And does it taste good?
True, that is also very important.
So the Greek yogurt's the base, and that's a swap that you made that's really excellent because you can get a low-fat or non-fat Greek yogurt, and it's creamy and tangy without a lot of saturated fat. And so that's our base.
I always use that too for sour cream as a swap. It's so good. I can't taste the difference, really.
It's so easy. And then we need to brighten it up. And so garlic, do you like garlic?
I love garlic.
We're gonna put a little garlic in here. I did 2 cloves. You could do as many as you want. You could do 10 cloves.
Do you like the jar garlic too to make it easier, or are you all about the fresh?
This is fresh, and it does have that vibrant taste, but jarred or squeeze is perfect.
It's okay, okay, great.
We need lemon. I love lemon. Do you want to squeeze some lemon in for me?
Okay.
This is my favorite kitchen tool, just
Does
FYI.
it go this way?
Yep,
Yeah.
amazing.
I need one of these.
I use it every day.
Ooh, look at that fresh lemon juice. Yum.
Nice work. And
Just one?
You know, let's see what the consistency is like. It's gonna be pretty zesty and vibrant. This alone is gonna be a little bit mild flavored, and so if we really wanna get that restaurant quality, we're gonna need some fresh herbs, and those are also really anti-inflammatory. So if you're doing an anti-inflammatory diet for your health, it's so easy. Maybe you can help me with
What are the herbs here that you like to put in?
You could do mint or basil would be really good. You could do thyme or tarragon. This is fresh dill. I just pick it up from the store. It's so delicious, and it really brightens it up. And again, you can adjust this to your taste, do less or more. I'll just do a couple sprigs like that.
Okay.
We'll mix it in. And I think this needs a little bit of water to make it more like a dressing and not just a
yogurt
dip.
base. Yeah.
Exactly. So you can pour just a little bit in. Yep.
That's something like that.
Yep. And we'll just get the consistency we want.
Wow.
And then you're good to go. We might need a little salt and pepper. Do you want to spritz me?
And I understand too, when building a lunch, it's all about prioritizing protein, right?
I really like to prioritize protein and also fiber. That's pretty perfect. Nice work.
Thank you. I can't wait to try. Okay, why fiber? Everyone's always talking about protein, 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 but I don't hear as much about fiber.
So protein was having a moment last year, and now in 2026, we're all about fiber. Is it? What do you think?
Oh, that's very zesty and bright. I love that. I would totally put that on a salad.
It might need a little bit more salt, but yeah, you adjust it to what you want.
Yeah. Okay, and then you had some swaps here, like we're talking walnuts. Why walnuts instead of my nuts, and what else do we have?
Sure, so these are just some options that are delicious. So the cashews and the sesame seeds are wonderful. Walnuts are really unique. They have anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids. That's like the anti-inflammatory type of heart-healthy fat, so these are always a great option. You could do different types of beans. Here's a marinated tofu I get at Trader Joe's.
So good.
You just cut it up.
Yep.
So simple. Hard-boiled egg, I know that Joseph has, that's perfect. I do think that one thing people do wrong with salad that you do right is not have enough carbohydrate. So fiber is in carbohydrates. So by doing the quinoa or like a brown rice, you're more likely to be more full and satiated later in the day.
Oh my gosh, I love having you here. Thank you so much. I did not think I would get such a nice score from you. Are we saying A minus?
I was gonna say A plus.
Thanks so much, Ginger. And next on New Day, who doesn't love a spicy read every once in a while? Beguiled Books is here to show off some steamy recs. And then we meet the local man behind the music platform highlighting independent artists, and he brought along a country singer to perform for us. And if one of your goals is to make your hair healthy in the new year, Chromatique Salon has the products and techniques that can help keep your hair shiny and full. Romance is in the air. There's been a boom in the number of romance-only bookstores opening up around the country. In fact, in 2020, there were only 2 bookstores, and now there are dozens with many more planned. And just opened in Pioneer Square, Beguiled Books shop owner Ashley Adair joins me now.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, thank you so much for having us.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. My friends make fun of me because I'm a hopeless romantic and I love reading this genre. I also love your bio says you were raised on a steady diet of dukes, vampires, and cowboys. Please tell me about the shop.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited. We started at a 6-foot table in Christmas of 2024. Graduated to tents, and then I renovated a cargo trailer that we launched last Valentine's. And then this year, we launched our storefront, our brick and mortar in Pioneer Square just last November.
Congratulations on all the success. What
Thank
kind
you.
of genres and books will people find? Because I feel like romance is a pretty broad category these days.
Absolutely. So we've got it all. We've got contemporary, so when you think your typical rom-coms, we've got LGBTQ, we've got dark romanticism, and sci-fi even, historical of course, we think your Bridgertons.
Ooh.
And then we've got some options for the little ones. We've got love-themed picture books and then middle grade rom-coms, which is like, think like First Crush, First Kiss.
Ooh, okay, so cute. And as I mentioned in the intro, romance bookstores are really having a moment. Why do you think that is?
You know, I think it has to do with just everything going on in the world right now, and romance really offers not just escapism, but I really feel at the core of it, it's hope. And I really feel like we are all just so hungry for a happily ever after.
Oh, I know I am. Okay, we got to get to your book recommendations. You brought a few cozy and spicy reads, and they're actually all Seattle authors. Is that right?
That's right, yes.
Oh my gosh.
We are so rich in Seattle authors here. I'm so excited to talk to you about them.
Okay, starting with the first one, The Lust Crusade. Tell me about this one.
Absolutely. So this is actually a recent release today. It comes out today by Jo
Wow.
Segura. She is the queen of action adventure romance. And so this particular book follows a woman who has to travel to Greece to save her brother's best friend from a very dangerous kidnapping while they search for this mysterious hidden legendary artifact.
Okay, is this for teens, PG-13 and above? What would you say?
PG-13 and above. I would call this a 3 steam. So we're definitely going to get some steam in there, but there's still plot.
And is this out of a 5 steam star book?
It is, yes, yes.
3 steam, I like it.
It's a great starting place.
Okay, there we go. Next up, An Arcane Inheritance. Tell me about this one.
Absolutely. So this is by Camilla Cole. It is an instant USA Today bestseller. It just came out at the end of December, and it is a dark academic romance where it follows this young woman who goes to an elite university, and she's got to investigate these secret societies to figure out what her connection is to them. And of course, the only person who can help is her annoyingly gorgeously cute academic rival. So there you go.
Of course. What do you love about this author in particular, her writing style?
Oh my gosh, you know, she has some interesting word choice. It's so incredible. Her prose level is so immersive and atmospheric that you really get like the spooky sense of this mysterious campus.
Okay, and the steam factor, I feel like we got to keep with the theme, the 5-star steam.
I would say this is similar, middle of the road. I didn't want to start out and you want too much.
Okay, too
Yeah.
much spice. Fair enough. We also have Throuple Honey. What can you tell me about this last book?
Yes, last but not least, we have an LGBTQ male offering from Mr. Brent Archer. So it is about a grieving firefighter who takes a job on a bee farm and finds a little more than sweetness in the arms of the 2 farm owners.
Ooh.
Yes, and so that is going to be a 5 steam.
You're going 5 out of 5?
We're going 5.
Is this giving heated rivalry? Have you seen that at all?
Oh my gosh, yes. Love that show. So if you loved Heated Rivalry and you want to hear about a sexy honey farm, but with the heart, there's definitely plot there. And because he's grieving the loss of his partner, I really do think it has a great fit for Heated Rivalry fans.
Okay, we talked about this earlier. There's So many genres. When you think about romance, I'm obsessed with The Fourth Wing.
Oh,
I
gosh.
mean, that to me is just 10/10. I even got my mom, all my friends reading it.
Yes.
I love it. Is there a certain genre that you're obsessed with, and what's your favorite?
Oh my gosh, yes. Well, I love also Fourth Wing. I mean,
Who doesn't?
Rebecca Yarros would be a dream to have in the store.
She'd be a dream to have on the show. I
Putting
can't.
that out there. I love romantasy. I love everything. I can't run a romance bookstore. I've been passionate about this since I was stealing them from my grandma.
That's what I want to know. Where does this passion come from?
Yeah, you know, I love that there's always a happily ever after, but it's not always formulaic. You can take however road you want to get there, because all of these three are different, but at the heart of them, they're all romance.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And why was it so important to feature Seattle authors too?
Oh, we're so passionate about, we have so many, not only traditionally published, but independent authors happening in Seattle. So many great writing groups here. And I just think it's really important to maybe show people what they haven't really heard of yet.
Definitely. If I had an hour, anyone watching at home, to go in your store, what is the best way that I spend my time?
Oh my gosh, well first you're gonna come in and you are gonna get that main character treatment, because that is how we treat all of our customers. You're gonna have a main character experience. Not only that, but if you ask one of our booksellers for a recommendation, they're gonna be able to tailor it to your likes and dislikes, and even if you're not a big reader, I don't wanna leave those folks out. We get a lot of folks who are like, I'm getting back into reading, like how do I do this? And we've got a recommendation for you too. So we can always go off of what you like to read, or even just TV shows or film.
Definitely. Okay, and you have book clubs, right? Tell me about that.
Yes, so we are launching 5 different book clubs this month. We've got something for contemporary lovers, new releases. Romantasy is big. That one is sold out, so is our contemporary. But so we're really looking forward to featuring some local book club captains who are going to be running things for us. And so they're passionate readers who are also, many of them, bookstagrammers.
Okay, where can people find you before we leave?
Absolutely. You can find us at beguiledbooks.com or Instagram, Beguiled Books.
Amazing. Ashley, I had so much fun. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And Beguiled is hosting a Galentines Bash on Friday, February 13th as well. The event is free, but you'll need to just RSVP. And there are so many fun events and pop-ups planned this year. Just go to their website for all the details, or head to the store and get lost in the romance of it all. And next up, it's so fun to discover new music and new bands. When we come back, we're going to introduce you to a country singer, Matt Tucker. You're going to absolutely love his sound, so stay tuned for that and much more. Seattle's well known for its music scene, producing grunge stars like Nirvana and Soundgarden. And one local man is on a mission to help you discover new music on what he calls the MTV for independent artists. Please welcome the owner and CEO of New Bands, New Music Television, Craig Raphael. Hello.
Hello there.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So what is New Bands, New Music?
It is essentially, like you said, the MTV of today with today's technology. So we have a Roku app, a Fire TV app, an Apple and Android app. And we only feature independent artists. So you won't see signed big time names on here. It's just guys like Matt that are out there hustling. And I'm a musician myself, and I wanted to put something together because TV and radio are something that most musicians never have the opportunity to get there.
Yeah.
And now they can do it for free.
I love it. And we're going to listen to Matt Tucker soon, who is going to sing us some country. But first, a couple more questions for you. You have some celebrity hosts, I understand. So tell me about that.
Yeah. So I have a guy named Mitch Malloy who used to sing for a band called Great White, which many probably know. And I have a gentleman named Paul Lydell, who is currently the guitar player for a band called Dangerous Toys. Paul Lydell's Scream Therapy and Dirty Looks, all of which I watched on MTV when I was a kid, so it's very surreal.
I bet.
And then coming up, we have Mr. Mark Weiss, who is the biggest photographer in music.
Whoa.
You
How do
know.
you discover these new artists too?
I seek them out.
You do?
I seek them out, social media, and hopefully they're going to start seeking me out a little bit. But yeah, I just go on YouTube and whatnot, and I listen to these people, and if I think I want them on there, I start working my way in.
And so it was important to have these, independent artists, and you can find them on the radio too, is that right?
Yeah, I have a radio station on Live 365.
Ooh.
New Bands, New Music Radio. So when they sign up, they will be on the radio and on the TV.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for explaining all that. You brought along, like I just said, one of your artists.
Yes, ma'am.
So now performing Leavin' on the Bar, here's country artist Matt Tucker. Take it away.
I tried church on Sunday morning with a line with a couple friends. Made a phone call home to mama, drove that dirt road until it ends. I've been that good time Charlie, had more than one night stands. 9 to 5 or a work all nighter, but ain't nothing working, man. I'm propped up on a jukebox, jacked up on the rocks. Whiskey bin ain't coming back like a sad song that never stops. Yeah, what hurts the most is if I go back home. She haunts me there in the dark. When I ain't kneeling, I'm leaning on the bar. Dropped all the memories on a letter, and I let them all go. Gave everything you left behind to a brand new home. It's 100 proof, baby. I'm just trying to move on. Propped up on the jukebox, jacked up on the rocks. Whiskey bin ain't coming back like a sad song that never stops. Yeah, what hurts the most is if I go back home. She haunts me there in the dark. When I ain't kneeling, I'm leaning on the bar.
Oh my gosh, so good. Thank you so much. That was amazing. Huge country fan. Thank you to Matt Tucker for that. And up next on New Day, any pickleballers around? We take you inside Seattle's newest indoor court with a gourmet menu.
It's a new day.
Welcome back. If being more active is at the top of your resolutions, we have you covered. There's a new pickleball place in Seattle's Soto neighborhood with food and drinks from Chef Ethan Stoll. It offers both indoor and outdoor pickleball courts, so you can always find your perfect game year-round. Here's Evening's Jose Cedeno.
I'm in Picklewood in Soto. You can say it's a place that has a lot of pickleball courts with the restaurant and bar, or you can also say that it's a good, fun restaurant and bar that happens to have pickleball courts.
Picklewood is kind of loosely based on Bushwood from Caddyshack, the movie. Our whole thing here is we want to be country club vibe, not take ourselves too seriously as a country club, obviously. Just kind of make it a really, really casual, fun environment.
Mixing pickleball with, a great food and beverage program was an idea that I had to be really similar to bowling alley or Topgolf. So just the ability to come and relax a little bit, play pickleball and have a beer is kind of the vibe we're going for. This is a 25,000 square foot facility. So welcome to Picklewood. These are our 3 teaching courts. This is where we run a lot of our lessons, where we run some of our leagues. We also have some courts with lounges. This is our courtside bar where you can have any mixed drinks. So one of the great things about Picklewood is we have these garage doors where you can walk right into our restaurant and bar.
We are here for people to come and gather with groups and hang out with friends, grab a bite to eat. So we got a variety of things here at Picklewood. This is just a small few plates of things. So we got our signature burger here. We got our fish witch. We got a Dungeness crab roll. We got a steak frites here. We got great salads. You can kind of get whatever you need down here.
Is there anything that you would say it's a must for people to try if they've never been here?
Our pickle fries for sure. Pickle flavored fries.
Let's talk about the bar.
We've got 8 beers on tap, wide variety of cocktails. All have Picklewood themes.
This is the Let Me Cook, and of course, it has pickles. It's good.
They even have a pro shop where you can find merch, balls, paddles, and more.
They also have a ping pong table.
We just want it to be a place where people can come and hang out, even if you're not playing pickleball.
But if you are in it for the game, they got you covered with open play and classes.
What is about pickleball that now everybody wants to play, even though it's not a new sport?
Well, it's an incredibly easy sport to pick up. It's very accessible.
I guess I'm gonna have to try my pickleball moves.
Daniel Strain, I'm the head pro at Picklewood. We're gonna learn how to serve. You gotta serve behind this line, the baseline. Serve has to be underhanded. Ball's gotta go all the way into the opposite quadrant. Yes, yes, yes. Now you know how to serve, dude.
How good are you at the game?
I'm very mediocre.
That's okay, because Picklewood is really about having a good time. Whether you're looking to play, eat, or just relax with a drink.
Thank you, Jose. I'm going to have to go visit there. Picklewood is open 7 days a week. The court's open for early birds at 8 a.m. The restaurant opens at 11. And it's a new year, and there are new trends to keep up with. Doctors AJ Amati and Sean Fisher with Amati Aesthetics Plastic Surgery and MedSpa joined me now to tell us about the most popular aesthetic treatments in 2026. Welcome back to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you, Kelly. Thanks for having us again.
Oh, yes. We won't talk about your pickleball game yet. We'll maybe save
Sorely
that
lacking.
if we have time. Okay, there we go. Same here. Dr. Amati, I want to start with you. What are the trends that you're really seeing among younger people in the new year?
Yeah. So when it comes to facial rejuvenation, it used to be that you waited until your 60s, maybe your 50s to consider like a face and neck lift. But as our techniques have gotten so much better over the years with our newer techniques of deep plane, vertical facelifting, you can get such natural results that you can have a face and neck lift as early as your 40s and maybe even 30s in some instances if your anatomy deserves it, and still be able to come back maybe at 10 or 15 years later and have a second face and neck lift in your 50s.
Whoa.
And still get really dramatic and natural looking results.
Those results look amazing. And what is tissue preservation, and why is that such a popular concept right now?
Yeah, so part of the aging process is that you do tend to lose some volume, especially in your face.
Mm-hmm.
And so with eyelids, for example, as you age, you develop these eyelid bags. But the other thing that happens is you lose volume in your cheeks. So instead of cutting the fat out of the eyelid and essentially throwing it away, we can release that fat, preserve it, and redistribute it into the hollow areas of the face and create a really youthful looking transition from eyelid to the cheek.
And I think just as surgeons, we've been really critical of, technique-wise, what are we doing? Being thoughtful about what are we removing, how tight are we pulling? And we found that sometimes removing less or pulling less tight is really the key. And so we've, tried to think about what structures we can preserve, what we don't need to necessarily take out, how we can reposition those and retool those to work for yourself, and really give long-term lasting results by maintaining some of those structures.
And I also want to talk about what effect weight loss drugs have on aesthetic surgery, because everyone, it seems, is on some kind of weight loss drug right now.
Yeah, I mean,
almost everyone.
Yeah. We see that in our practice, that in our list of medications, it's unusual for there not to be on something. It's obviously a really impactful medication that can help patients achieve much healthier lives. But the amount of volume and weight that they lose in such a short period can have a profound impact on the face. You've probably heard Ozempic face as something, as well as body. So it, in terms of the body, they can have significant skin laxity as well. So.
And I think anecdotally, at least what I've seen is that even if somebody hasn't necessarily lost 100 pounds and has a ton of loose skin as a result of that, there seems to be almost like an effect on just overall tissue quality and laxity in some people that are on these drugs. So even if we've had more modest amounts of weight changes, it's not uncommon that we're seeing people with laxity that maybe warrant surgical intervention where we wouldn't necessarily expect it for the amount of weight loss that they've had.
Which actually kind of dovetails with your earlier question of people having earlier and earlier surgery, right? And the combination of the fact that we have such better techniques combined with the patient population that really needs these surgeries has really kind of exploded that area of surgery.
It makes sense. And Dr. Fisher, I want to get over to you. Tell everyone too about the implants that you offer.
Yeah, so 2025 and now leading into 26 was an exciting year. There's a new implant on the market in the US called Motiva. So we've kind of consistently had 3 implant manufacturers here in the States, but there's this 4th edition, a 6th generation silicone implant that has really good data in the European markets. So we've been really happy with those results so far. They combine a new sort of technology regarding the silicone itself, so a very natural feel, which I think really pairs nicely with kind of the aesthetic goals of the Northwest. Striving for a sort of less in your face, less obvious results, kind of more natural overall appearance. As a surgeon, I've been really happy with them, and my patients have been really happy with them as well. So we would expect that trend to continue leading into this year.
Amazing. Where can people find you all?
So obviously on our website, AmadiAesthetics.com, also on Instagram at Amadi_aesthetics, we're the best place to find us.
Dr. Sean Fisher.
Amazing. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being here. And coming up, if you're heading to the Seahawks game this weekend or even a watch party, you already know it's going to be loud. We have what to know to protect your hearing and care for your ears coming up next.
New Day Northwest is sponsored by Amadi Aesthetics.
With the holidays behind us and the season of loud sports games in full swing, we're surrounded by noise more than ever. And as we enter a new year, it's a good time to think about protecting our hearing. Joining me is ear, nose, and throat surgeon Dr. Lee with ProLiance Surgeons Puget Sound ENT. Dr. Lee, thank you for being here.
Super excited to be here.
You also brought a friend, which we'll talk about soon.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and even if maybe we gave him a name.
Of course.
What does an otolaryngologist treat, and why should people come to you?
Yeah, so otolaryngology, big word. It is an ear, nose, and throat doctor. So we treat anything we say above the collarbone, so thyroid issues, tonsils, ear problems, hearing problems, any throat issues. But yeah, we see a lot of different pathologies.
Okay, and when people think about protecting their hearing, really where should they even start?
Yeah, I think the first place to have people start is really think about how to maintain your ears correctly. And for most people, you don't really have to do much. So hence, I have brought this giant Q-tip that I made over this weekend as a public service announcement that you should not put this in your ear.
No way, really?
Not in your ear canal. One, this is way too big and it wouldn't fit. But the idea is with Q-tips or cotton swabs, when you put it inside the ear canal, you're basically shoving it inside the ear canal that the earwax actually gets worse. So as of yesterday, I had 2 patients come in with earwax that's stuck inside their ear canal, and they needed my help to get it out. So if someone has hearing loss or they have pain, it might be earwax. Or if you have those issues, that's where you see ear, nose, and throat doctors so that you can get seen and get whatever's inside your ear taken care of.
I'm so glad you said that, because I think we think we're cleaning out the ears and we're helping so we can hear, better, but actually we're doing more harm than good.
Right. So I always tell patients, like, earwax does not mean your ears are dirty. Everyone has different types of earwax. Some people have wet earwax, some people have dry earwax. The fun fact I actually tell patients is that there's actually something called Asian earwax, which is with East Asians, it's above 75% of people have dry earwax, and it's the same type of gene that actually makes them not have body odor as well. Fun fact.
That is a fun fact. Oh my gosh, you're spitting all the facts this morning. What about when something gets stuck in the ear? If someone's shoving something in their ear,
so I take out Q-tip heads all the time. I have taken out a cockroach, spiders, candy, took out a glow-in-the-dark star recently, but the idea is when people get something stuck inside the ear, don't panic. It's not dangerous in itself. I would actually encourage try to call an ear, nose, throat doctor to get an appointment to get it safely taken out. A lot of people go to emergency room where they just don't have the right instruments. It's not their fault, but when they try to get it, they might push it in deeper and cause actual problems on the inside.
Okay, so call you for sure. What about noise and hearing loss? With so much noise around us right now, what should people really be paying attention to if they think that they're going through that?
I think most people don't realize that hearing is actually very, very gradual. And people will talk about, oh, I feel like at a restaurant or when I'm in a car, I just can't hear my partner. If you have concerns that your hearing is going down, get a hearing test, see an ear, nose, and throat doctors. And the idea is that depending on what your hearing loss is, there might be surgeries where I can help diagnose what the hearing loss is. There are surgeries where if someone has a broken ear bone, the idea is that these tiny little ear bones can be replaced surgically. So these are the smallest bones inside the human body. Another fun fact there.
Gosh, wow, so interesting. What should people know too about cochlear implants?
Yeah, so cochlear implants are these devices almost like a miracle. So these are people who have absolutely no hearing inside their ears, and I do a surgery, my very favorite surgery to do because it's so life-changing to people. But the idea is I put this implant and this electrode inside the cochlea, which is a little spiral inside the ear, and over time, as their brain gets used to it, you can actually start getting hearing back. So when they need to hear, they will pop one of these devices that talks to the cochlear implant and give people back hearing. It's pretty amazing surgery.
That's got to be the most fulfilling, one of the most fulfilling
It's my
things
favorite.
you do.
Like oftentimes I start crying with patients because they're like hearing. I'm like, oh my God, this is why I do my job. This is why I love doing cochlear implants.
Oh my gosh, I bet. I just am tearing up just thinking about it. You watch all of that stuff on social media and it's amazing what you can do.
Right.
What other kinds of treatments too does your office offer?
Yeah, so we do anything ear, nose, and throat related, meaning throat issues, ear issues, nose issues. So very commonly in the springtime or even wintertime, people can't breathe well from their nose. So we treat allergies, try to give people answers on why they are missing out on breathing or missing out even on sleep apnea. There are a lot of different reasons that people can benefit from seeing an ENT doctor.
It makes sense too. Okay, where can people find you for more
so
information?
We're a small private practice called Puget Sound ENT. We have an office in Mill Creek, Edmonds, and in downtown Seattle. We are also doing a free ear cleaning day that we're going to venture out. So look out for our website and we can clean out people's ears or look in your ears and see if it's clean or not.
What does that entail? Because you're not using a Q-tip.
Yeah, so basically I have this big old microscope inside the clinic that I can safely take a look inside. If it's exciting, I actually have a YouTube page where I actually clean people's ears out when the patient is okay with seeing it, because oftentimes people are very excited that they have something inside the ears that I have a fun time showing them what's coming out of there.
Dr. Lee, that's so cool. Next time, can you bring in?
Of course, yeah, we can do that.
Maybe we can look in my ear.
Yes, exactly. Everyone loves earwax. You know, it's a small part of my job, but it's the one that people are always really fascinated about.
And thank you so much for bringing your friend,
yes,
Mr.
of course,
Q-tip.
of course,
We appreciate it.
Of course.
To learn more information, just visit what you see on your screen. That's PugetSoundENT.com. And coming up next, we learn all the healthy hair tips thanks to Chromatique Salon, what products to use for our scalp health.
New Day Northwest is sponsored by ProLiant Surgeons Puget Sound ENT.
It's a new day.
Welcome back. With the new year comes a refresh and healthy habits. And today we tackle the health of our hair. And here to discuss scalp health, professional care, and much more is CEO and owner of Chromatique Salon, Samantha Lawrence. And we also have a model for the day to show us how hair health is especially important for high performance lifestyles. Seahawks dancer Miranda. Hello. Hi. Looking beautiful. The hair is hairing today. Yes. I love when you're here for so many reasons, but you also spruced up my hair today, which I love. So how does healthy hair look in 2026?
It definitely starts within. So I like to start with the collagen in my coffee. I put a little scoop of this in my coffee every day to help the health of my hair. Okay. And then to the scalp. So scalp health is really big right now. And I really like this little fortifying serum. And I'm going to show on Miranda here how you do that. So you just put this in right after your shower, and you just go down the part line here, and I do little 4 quadrants.
Oh.
And then it's really important too that after you do that, you do like a really good little scalp massage.
Underneath there? Okay.
Yeah, and you really want to put that in there. And this is just good for the circulation on your scalp too. So everybody should be doing this out of the shower.
Every single day, or just, I mean, what if
Every
I guess
day.
you're washing your hair only like once a day for any of those girly, or once a week?
If you're not washing your hair, a really good brush that can just kind of help with the circulation in the morning, and you're really brushing your hair. This, like I said, that scalp serum is great, and then you're just also doing like a good little massage on your head.
That's gotta feel so good. I wanna get in that seat next.
Right?
Okay. What are some other simple changes and habits that really make all the difference that we could be doing even at home?
Yeah, your shampoo and conditioner really does matter. You wanna have a sulfate-free and a silicone-free, because those are really heavy on the hair. So I have a Kerastase Absolute here and the mask. And these ones have hyaluronic acid, so it really helps with the health of your hair.
Okay, how long or how many times a week do you do the mask? Is that?
That I like to do like once a week. So you would just put that on, you would do your conditioner, and then you do a little bit of this mask on your ends. Actually, this can also replace your conditioner.
Oh.
And then, you know, I like to shave or do your skin routine and let that sit for like 5 minutes, and it just really helps build the hair and the hydration of the hair.
Makes perfect sense. We're also going to be talking, believe it or not, about the shower heads, right?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
This is huge. I have so many clients that come in and they don't understand why their hair is getting sort of that warm tone, why it's so unhealthy. If you're traveling, you're using different water, but even your water at home, even tap water, it can be really damaging to the hair. It's the mineral and calciums that are in that hair. So this is the Jolie shower head here. I love this brand. And this helps get rid of that mineral and that calcium buildup and filter out anything that's just damaging to your hair that's building up. And then when I was in Japan, I found this micro bubble shower head, and I did a bunch of research on this. It really helps deep cleanse the scalp. It's also really good for your skin, but this is a really cool, great product as well.
I have never heard of that. That is incredible. Okay, and then what are some professional in-salon treatments that people can do if they come and see y'all?
Yeah, so we have a Kerastase Premier treatment that you can do in the salon. And that actually helps get rid of that mineral buildup, and it helps build the fiber of your hair, adds a lot of hydration, a lot of shine to your hair, and it's like a 10-minute treatment you can add to any service. And it's actually, we have a promotion, it's $50 right now, it's normally $75, so that's like an amazing thing. And you'll notice for like 2 to 3 weeks that your hair is just shiny and so healthy.
Sign me up there. Talk about the Seahawks partnership. It's such an exciting time with everything with our team this year, but please talk about this partnership.
Yeah, we love our Seahawks partnership. It's so much fun. We've been doing this for over 5 years. I think we're going to 6 years, and we go to every game, we style the hair, we have them come in the salon, and we work with their hair so that it's amazing for game day.
What did you do here with Miranda's look?
Miranda, she has the most beautiful natural hair. She comes in for trims and for glosses, and so she's really just focusing on the health and the shine of her hair.
Definitely. How's the partnership been for you, Miranda?
It's been amazing. We absolutely love Chromatique Salon. They make game day so magical, and they come early in the morning to make sure our hair looks 10 out of 10 and we're ready to take on the game. So they're incredible.
And for high performance, like I have all the moves that you guys are doing with the hair flips to have it still looking so pristine.
Especially in the rain.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And we get that quite a bit.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I want to talk about too, what do you think makes Chromatique Salon really stand out from other salons?
I think we're really focused on the long-term health of the hair, not just how you're looking when you're leaving the salon, but what is your entire routine and how can we make your hair strong and healthy? And I think that's like an important piece of, the whole picture.
Definitely. And you guys are all about extensions,
Yes.
which I have in my hair. What can you tell everyone about what y'all did to me?
Yeah, so we added in a couple rows of extension. We have 1 row in there, actually, and that helps you be able to grow your hair. It's actually good for your hair because it gives your hair a break. You don't need to necessarily color your hair while you have that in. And, like the heating, you don't have to wash and dry as much. You don't have to put that dryer on there. So extensions are also a great way to help grow your hair.
Oh, and it's all working. I love it so much. You mentioned the rain, and I don't know if you have any tips for just, you know, the average person that's dealing with running in and out of the rain with frizz. Is there anything that you would recommend for people at home?
Yeah, there's a lot of different products. I like Impermeable by Orbea, and it's actually, what it means is a raincoat for the hair, but you can do like an anti-humidity spray. We do a ton of anti-humidity. We also use Redken. Yeah, and we go through our like 1 bottle a game with the anti-humidity for these girls, so that's a big help as well. But I think setting and teasing too, so you have a good base before you're going out there, is also really helpful.
Okay, amazing. Last tips that you want people to know before you leave us today?
Yeah, I think another thing is when you put your hair up, making sure that you're using a silk hair tie and also not sleeping with your hair up. I see a lot of women put it really tight up, and then you get a lot of that breakage, you know, right throughout here. And so if you can sleep with your hair down, or if you're gonna put it up, do a silk hair tie.
What's your thoughts too on sleeping with your hair wet?
Absolutely not.
I did this all the time before we met, and you say no.
Yeah, no. I think it's one, it creates like a mildewy effect because you're sleeping with all that wet. That's not good for your scalp. It's clogging your scalp. So you definitely take a couple, you don't need to style your hair, but definitely dry your hair before you go to bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
If nothing else, the roots. Where can people find you?
ChromatiqueSalon.com, and we have a location in Bellevue and in Issaquah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being here,
Thank
Miranda,
you.
and thank you, Sam. That was so much fun. And thank you to you all for spending time with us today. You can check our website for more of our content, and you can always send us an email to share your thoughts. Don't forget to enjoy your new day, and we'll see you next time.